Okay, back to getting the business back up and running with my new vision has taken me down so many different rabbit holes. So what I've done is I've gotten a programs, essentially a personal little web server that I can just host on my computer in my own little network here. So anything that I put on, like my cell phone or this little gadget, this is what I'm trying to put on the network now. And basically to turn this device into a mechanism that will be able to remotely activate different types of equipment in order to through switches and whatnot. But in order to test it, which I don't have hooked up yet, I'll post this video later, I hope, if I manage to get it to work. But if I do, then I'll be manipulating these three lights, the blue, green, and red, which are going to simulate, for instance, maybe turning on a feeder for the fish tanks, or turning on a draining mechanism to move some of the fish water into a system before it can go into a planter, which this little bucket here, yep, that's going to be my first little planter prototype in all of this. You got to start somewhere and keep costs low, right? But that will be a vertical planter here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Not a lot of pots on it, probably just like maybe 5, just so that I can test, water flow, the pumps working, etc., etc. Hook that up to one of the switches that I showed before, and so that'll all. Long story short, we'll get back to that later. But anyway, where I am now is in the process of configuring kind of the central data brain of all of this. Hopefully, that's kind of my vision. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to work, but this is my overall hosting program, which holds my databases, and you can see there SensorDB. That's I'm going to be hooking up a heat and humidity sensor to that, just so that I can start hopefully collecting data that will be transmitted to this, every so many minutes or so many hours, etc., etc. And so the test worked, right? So it's online. The connection is good. As far as my database goes and being able to interact with it, and then see, there's my little test. Hello world. And then so here I've integrated. Let me control click. All right, and I'll take us to the website interface for it, right? So I got a long way to go, a lot of bugs to work out, and a lot of things to learn, right? It's been crap. I'm in my 50s now, and the last time I built something like this, I was in my 30s. All right, so it's been a good 15 years since I've messed around with goodies that were available 15 years ago, let alone all this stuff here now. But this here, I don't know if it's going to make more sense to turn this into a standalone device. Essentially, it's a central access point for the stuff that's going to integrate with the fish tanks and the grow systems, etc., and in turn have it working with this program. So I don't know the direction of flow yet, so I still have to figure that out. But that's kind of the fun in trying to develop my company again, you know, or I think any creative idea. You know, sometimes you're gonna work yourself into a corner. We try not to, but it happens. But it's, I think, the challenges that we overcome that make the end game, I guess, and I hate using that term because I see a business or an idea, a concept like that is kind of infinite. But I'm hoping that the next goal or milestone that I reach will be success. And so eventually I'll get this system here, quite possibly with external access. I don't know yet. Because I would like to eventually be able to, if I can get the system to work, get the grow systems to work, and all that stuff ready and doing what it's supposed to be doing, I'd like to kind of make it public. I mean, there's no reason why growing food and the ability to grow food in multiple climates year round, whether it's 20 degrees outside or 100 degrees outside with plenty of water or limited water. There's so many different variables that are going on, and regardless of the belief system, our environment is changing. And I think that we need to get kind of ahead of the 8 ball rather than behind it. And start looking at realistic options for agricultural development. And I think that if we do it smart and make the systems smart, I think we've got a chance of collecting enough data that's going to kind of show a little bit, at least its own little part of what's happening in our global environment and what we can do in turn to protect it and ourselves, right? That's kind of where I'm going with this. I'll get off of the philosophical little daydreaming stuff. Sorry about that. I have a tendency to get really deep with that stuff. This means a lot to me. But anyway, that's where I am now. And as I move forward, I will give an update. All right. Thanks, guys.